Hello good jobbergs! Welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. Para sa lahat po ng mga new explorers, chika newly discovered pa lang po sa akin channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So for today, this is not a video lesson in understanding culture, society, and politics, but this is somehow an introduction with the essence of the celebration of the Chinese New Year here in the Philippines. So Kong He Fat Choi everyone, welcome to Chinese Lunar New Year's Day in the Philippines. This is my video number 86. So today is February 12, 2021, and today is Friday. So I just want to say to all our Chinoy kapamilya here in the Philippines and to all the Chinese all over the world, Gong He Fat Choi or Gong Shi Fa Shai. I'm sorry if I did not pronounce it properly, meaning to say Happy Chinese New Year po sa lahat ng mga Chinese all over the world. Sir Job TV is also celebrating with this particular occasion. So that is why I am also wearing red because accordingly, in the celebration of the Chinese New Year, red po ang pinaka-fit na color. Although other colors, meron pong mga ibang colors, pero red daw po ang pinaka-maswerteng kulay pag we are celebrating Chinese New Year. So that's why I'm also wearing in celebration with this particular occasion for the Chinese and for the Chinoy here in the Philippines. So bakit nga ba in the celebration of Chinese New Year, involved po ang Philippines? So basically that's the point of our discussion for this morning because as part of our subject na dinidiscuss dito sa aking channel, which is understanding culture, society, and politics. So I feel like this is also timely for me to share kung bakit kailangan nating i-celebrate or why is it we have a strong connection talking about the Chinese and the Filipinos relationship at the end of the day. So basic question that we have to raise for this morning is bakit nga ba Filipinos were joining with this particular celebration? Ladies and gentlemen, historically speaking po, malaki po or it's a long time pong contact na nagkaroon between the Filipinos and the Chinese because remember, prior to the coming of the Spaniards in the country, nagkaroon na po ng trading, ang flourishing trading po na naganap between the Chinese merchants. So if you can still recall, meron po tayong trading between Filipinos and the Arabs, Filipinos and the Hindus, and of course, Filipinos and the Chinese merchants. So long before pa po, nagkaroon na po ng napaka-flourishing na connection ang mga Filipinos at saka mga Chinese. So that is why nagkaroon ng intermarriages and later on, nagkaroon sila ng population dito mismo sa ating Pilipinas. And of course, nagkaroon po sila ng Chinatown here in the Philippines. So later po, i-mention ko po yan sa inyo. So that is why, that's one of the factors that we could say that in the celebration also of Chinese New Year, meron din pong impact ito towards the Filipinos. So that is why today, so Filipinos from all over the world, especially na ng mga Filipinos na andito po mismo sa Philippines, we're also celebrating with the Chinese New Year with the Chinoy here in the Philippines. Okay, Chinese New Year is considered to be the most important festival for the Chinese community. Take note of that, the most important festival for the Chinese community in the Philippines. It does not follow a fixed date in the Gregorian calendar, which is widely used in many countries. Okay, the celebration stretches to about 15 days with varied observations each day. So meaning to say, just like with the Idil Adha, with the Idil Fitr of the Muslim communities in Southern Philippines, ang Chinese New Year din po ay wala din po siyang fixed na date. Like for example, this year we are celebrating Chinese New Year Friday of February 12, 2021. So next year po, February 1 po na fall ang Chinese New Year. So last year po, actually balikan natin, we celebrated Chinese New Year last January 25 of 2020. So yan po ang ibig sabihin na hindi po, wala pong fixed date ang celebration ng Chinese New Year because nakadepende po yan sa kanilang lunar calendar of course. So ang type po ng holiday na ito here in the Philippines is special non-working holiday because dito po sa Pilipinas, hinati po sa dalawa ang ating holiday. Meron po tayong tinatawag na regular holidays and meron din po tayong tinatawag na special non-working holidays. Pag sinabi kong regular holidays, ito po yung mga may fixed talagang date. Like for example, Christmas, New Year. So yung mga araw na yan, naka-fix talaga yung date nila kung kailan natin siya i-celebrate. Pag sinabi nating special non-working holidays, eto yung mga flexible ang kanilang dates. Okay? Hindi siya naka-fix sa taon na yan kasi nagva-vary po siya every year kung kailan siya sineselebrate. So that is why Chinese New Year is considered a special non-working holiday here in the Philippines. Question: why does Chinese New Year change every year? So bakit nga ba nagbabago ang taon or ang araw kung kailan natin isi-celebrate ang Chinese New Year? Because it depends on the moon. The date of Chinese New Year actually changes each year. Okay, nagbabago po siya as I've mentioned kanina sa ating quick facts. Okay, but will always fall sometime between January 21 and February 20. So nasa bracket lang po ng January 21 and February 20, usually nafo-fall ang celebration ng Chinese New Year according to their lunar calendar. The festival starts on 12 of February and lasts for up to 16 days. So dito sa atin, we are celebrating Chinese New Year today, only February 12. But in China po, it lasted for 16 days po ang celebration ng occasion na ito. So grabe ang tagal po ng celebration ng mga Chinese sa kanilang Chinese New Year. This year marks the change from the year of the rat before last year of the rat to the year of the ox for 2021. So year of the ox po tayo ngayon according to following the Chinese New Year celebration. So that's the reason po kung bakit nagbabago po ang date ng Chinese New Year celebration every year. So once again, from January 21 to February 20, nafo-fall po ang celebration ng Chinese New Year every year. Okay, another question to be answered. In which countries is Chinese New Year celebrated? Okay, Chinese New Year is a public holiday in China, of course. Doon po ang main, which lasts for few days. It is also a public holiday in countries such as Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, North Korea, Singapore, South Korea, Vietnam, and of course here in our country, Philippines. It is not a public holiday in countries such as Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States. But I'm sure they're also respecting with this kind of celebration from the Chinese people because a lot of people were also living in these particular places. Yung na-mention ko kanina yung Australia, Canada, United Kingdom, and of course in the United States. May mga Chinese people po doon. Though hindi na-declare ng kanilang country na ito ay public holiday, but still people in that particular country were also respecting this particular celebration coming from the Chinese people. Okay, next question. Is Chinese Lunar New Year's Day a public holiday in the Philippines? Question natin yan. Chinese Lunar New Year's Day is a public holiday in the Philippines. It is a day off for the general population and schools and most businesses are closed. Okay, pero may bukas pa rin po. Okay, pero sa ating mga government employee, like for example sa akin, wala po talaga kaming duty sa araw na ito. So, sa lahat ng mga government offices, hindi po sila nagpa-function sa araw na ito. So, we are also celebrating and we are also with the Chinese people in this particular celebration. Next question. What do people do? Ano ang ginagawa ng mga tao? Like for example, the Chinoy here in the Philippines, in line with the celebration of Chinese New Year. Okay, Filipino-Chinese communities in the Philippines celebrate Chinese New Year every year in hope of attracting prosperity, closer family ties, and peace. Okay, just like with our celebrations sa ating New Year here in the country, same lang po ang point ng celebration ng mga Chinoy or ng mga Chinese in their particular Chinese New Year. Okay, most Filipino-Chinese families usually clean their homes thoroughly, prepare lucky money in red envelopes. Are you familiar yung mga maliliit na red envelopes coming from the Chinese people that we're also using that one in celebration with our own New Year here in the Philippines. Di ba nagbibigay din po tayo ng mga money with our inaanak, and nilalagay po natin talaga siya sa mga small envelope na yan na may mga dragon na nakalagay na talagang it's a manifestation or it's an accent of a Chinese culture na mga envelope. So, yan po. Serve sweet foods and display various food and fruits on a table. So, same with us. May mga sweet foods din po tayo. May a lot of food in the table, and may mga fruits din po sila sa kanilang table, which is believed to invite good fortune. So, same with our thoughts here in our country in celebrating the New Year. May mga inihahanda po tayo in the celebration of our New Year here in the Philippines just to invite good fortune for this particular year. People also participate in parades and dragon dances that are organized in Chinatowns in different cities in the Philippines. So ito po yung highlight nila in the celebration of Chinese New Year because they have that dragon dances. No? Kung hindi ngayon COVID or hindi ngayon pandemic, I'm sure a lot of people were also doing that one. Pero I think sa mga places ngayon ng mga Chinatowns, talagang ginagawa pa rin nila ito in celebration for their particular in line with the celebration of Chinese New Year. So may mga dragon dances po na nagaganap. Kung nakikita niyo po yan sa television or if you already watched that one sa talagang live nilang performances, I'm sure you will be amazed with that particular dragon dances that they have as part of their celebration. So talking about Chinatowns, meron tayong Chinatown dito in Binondo, Manila. Accordingly, ito po na yung pinaka-oldest na Chinatown in the world. So that's how we could be able to justify how long it is na nagkaroon ng contact po ang mga Filipinos to the Chinese people because we have our Binondo, Manila as one of the oldest Chinatowns in the entire world. So let's go now for a little recapitulation of the background. Why is it Filipinos were celebrating this particular event of the Chinese people? Okay, small Chinese communities existed in the Philippines since the Spanish regime. Going back, before the colonization po ng mga Spaniards, nagkaroon na po tayo ng strong contact with the Chinese people, which lasted for more than 300 years dating back from the 16th century, right? As time progressed, the Chinese communities grow due to intermarriages among Filipino natives. Okay, as I said to you, nagkaroon ng intermarriages, Chinese and the Filipino natives, so may mga half na po tayo. So that's why nabuo po ang community ng mga Chinoy here po sa ating country. And other races, including the Chinese. As the population grows, so did the grandeur of the Chinese New Year celebration. So, starting that particular moment na nagkaroon ng intermarriages ang mga Filipinos to the Chinese, nagkaroon na rin po tayo ng idea that we also need to celebrate Chinese New Year here in our country. Lawmakers have proposed to make the Chinese New Year a legal public holiday. However, there's still a debate that adding another holiday in the Philippines could be detrimental to the economy due to the increasing holiday incentives. But according to Republic Act 9492, dictates that for every legal non-working holiday, all working establishments should give incentives or overtime pay to their employees. So, ni-research ko po kanina sa ating mga list of mga legal holidays here in the Philippines na kung saan naka-highlight po talaga doon kung ano yung mga sineselebrate ng Philippines. So, part po doon ang celebration ng Chinese New Year. So that is why this is part of saklaw po siya ng Republic Act 9492. So yung mga private firms po ngayon kasi ang mga government employees wala po talaga silang trabaho for today. So yung mga private firms po na pinapatrabaho po ang kanilang mga employees, okay, meron po silang according to our law, meron po silang dapat idagdag no na 30% of their regular rate doon po sa mga trabaho nila para sa araw na ito. But according to the concept of special non-working holiday, okay, if employee did not work, wala po talaga siyang bayad. But if you are working in the government, okay, you stay at home, you are still being paid para sa araw na ito. So sa mga private firms po, dapat po meron po silang karagdagang 30% galing po sa kanilang regular rate. So again po, the concept of the Republic Act 9492 dictates that for every legal non-working holiday, all working establishments should give incentives or overtime pay to their employees. So ano ang symbols ng celebration ng Chinese New Year? The mythological Chinese dragon is the main symbol of the Chinese New Year. Okay? Kaya meron silang mga dragon dances as they celebrated this particular occasion. Other symbols include firecrackers that are believed to drive off bad luck. Okay, so kaya pala meron silang dragon dances because for the purpose of getting away or overthrowing the existence of the bad luck in that particular place. They also have the tikoy, which is a Chinese sticky sweet treat that symbolizes the attraction of good luck. So meron din po tayong tinatawag na biku here in the Philippines, but sa kanila po ang tawag sa kanila is tikoy. Sticky din po ito na ang ibig sabihin po sa kanila is to attract po good luck po sa kanilang bansa or sa buong taon na yan as part of their celebration. So, meron po silang tikoy. I don't know what is, hindi pa ako nakatikim ng tikoy, pero for those nakatikim na ng tikoy, i-comment nyo lang po kung masarap po ba ang tikoy. But that's part of their celebration. And of course, the firecrackers that we also have here in the country. That's the reason why we could be able to conclude na meron po talagang contact ang mga Filipinos to the Chinese people because we also have that firecrackers in line with our celebration ng New Year here in our countries. That's one of the influences of the Filipinos to the culture of the Chinese at the end of the day. The use of different firecrackers na nagmula po mismo sa mga Chinese people. So that will be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video and I hope that you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think na kailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you once again for watching. Bye-bye!